Hey, brothers and sisters, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. News and views on the news, another message to preach and teach. All right, and basically, we're going to get in here still continuing with the state of the BAW. All right, and how disingenuous this group we have. These group of individuals we have here and those who follow them. All right, like I said, this has been the bane of existence to Afro men. All right, period. The bane of existence to good Afro men. Now, if you are a Afro man that got your act together, this is a good time for you, but it's not going to last. All right, these women want to make sure it doesn't last. Think about this. The men that the so-called single mother have raised have been nothing but destructive to the Afro community. If you don't do exactly what they want you to do, you can't think as an individual or anything like that. They don't believe in people to have free will. They don't believe in people to have any rights. If they did, they wouldn't attack their channels. They would not tear down channels. And think about this for a second. I want you to think about this for a second. When these women and men that these women produce decide to go after a channel, it is almost going to be exclusively of an Afro man, and they will go after any female that supports an Afro man, but they will not go after the Caucasians, not ever, not whatsoever. All right, some of them have even formed groups they're now calling the manosphere. And all the manosphere is a group of dudes that run around and defend the ratchetness and the destruction of the Afro community. All right? You got a bunch of simps following a leader, a dude that does nothing else but attack other people's channels, use another dude that thinks that think he has wisdom to go and hack. So there you have it. The black woman created men that hack and attack. You heard of hack a shack? Yeah, these brothers are the hack attack. They either hack your channel to try to slow it down or attack. What's their motives? It's definitely not building the community. Remember, anybody that says we're about building a community, but these guys are not allowed to have a thought that's different from ours, they're no better than a black woman that's destroying things. As a matter of fact, not only are they not better, but they're lower than the black women that's destroying things. These dudes are lower than a BAW. I'm going to tell you why. They have to be. Because they're doing all this destruction and they're following the will of the BAW. So the men that should be elevated above as far as intellect, as far as truth, all right, no, they lowered their standards way lower than the BAWs. All right, one of the things that the older women used to see, women that dealt with real men, they used to understand that the job of the woman as a woman was just important as the job of a man as the man. See, that's something I still believe in, right? The job of a woman is just as important as the job of the man. What's making the black woman not important is she decided she wanted to be the man. So now she's no longer doing the job of the woman. She's worse than a real woman because she's not a good man and she's no longer doing the job of the woman. So she's worthless to any man. Not only is she worthless, but she's competition. So why am I saying all this? These women, even though they have altruistic views at some point, have proven again and again that they will sell out the community and the man for money or notoriety. Period. And even when they get money, they want to be seen. They want the approval of the wicked. Understand this. The BAW wants the approval of the wicked. They want the approval of the thugs. No, they desire the thugs. But while desiring the thugs, they expect the thugs to whip real men into shape to approve of the BAW. But that's not happening. So now they're crying. Alright? And then you got the BAWs that will betray you time and time again. Why? Because they betray themselves first. And that's when we bring up the case of Joy Reid, who sells away her soul and her viewpoint, beliefs, for liberal money. And leave it to Tucker Carlson on Fox. Dang, I'm mentioning Fox again. Fox used to be the pariah of the news organization, especially when it comes to Afro people. And they seem to be the main ones standing up for the Afro people. I want y'all to understand this. I don't know what in the world is going on with this sea change. But Trump came in and tried to honor Afro people because secretly he likes and admires us. That's my belief. All right? By asking us to come into his camp and asking what we should do. Asking Afro peoples, the people he thought were leaders, which he had it wrong. All right? And as soon as they go in to try to say what the community needs, since he's president, and he asked for their voices, and they had somebody at least that they could talk and try to hold the feet to the fire. Soon as these dudes tried to do that, the black women and their super simps start clowning the people for being able to get stuff done for Afro people by somebody that wanted to be favored by everyone in the country. But it didn't happen, because the first people to stab other Afro men in the back were the black women and their simps. This being one of them. But wait a minute, what's the fig Newton? Many of these women in the media had some really specific views. Pay attention to this. But first, let me remind you, get those thumbs up. We need donations, all right? Because we're about to make that journey, all right? My donation link will be in the description box. Y'all know what I do for the community and the children, right? Like, share, subscribe. When you subscribe, click the bell. When you click the bell, click all so that you can get the content. All right, if you don't click that all that pops up, Google acts like you didn't do anything. And the people at YouTube will not send you notifications. All right, so let's get that done. All right, now let's get to Tucker Carlson. I want y'all to pay attention to this. All right, and listen carefully. And one of the things I like about him is the funny ways he breaks things down. All right, and then as I end this, there's a beautiful black woman I met that was real natural, beautiful in shape and stuff like that. Definitely afraid of compliments, afraid of everything. And I thought about that, and I'll give you my thoughts after this.
Found an amazing series of old blog posts that, as far as we can tell, have received basically no media attention. The person who wrote them looks in retrospect like a prophet calling for America First policies at least a decade before Donald Trump entered politics. In the days after Hurricane...
Hold on. A decade before Donald Trump. All right, pay attention.
In Katrina, for example, the blogger in question suggested that native-born Americans, not, quote, low-paid Mexican workers, ought to rebuild the city of New Orleans. In 2006, the blogger said this about her television viewing habits, quote, I love Lou Dobbs. His show has become required viewing around my house. The blogger largely agreed with Lou Dobbs on immigration. Quote, flying the Mexican flag on U.S. soil strikes me as incredibly presumptuous and insulting to the U.S. The blogger went on to argue that illegal immigrants to this country are not coming here because they embrace our ideals. They're coming for money, which they then send back to Mexico. And she made...
Hold on. For all of you people jumping on the bandwagon that does, all you Afro people that are quote unquote citizens, this proves that either you don't take citizenship serious, or you know that you're really not citizens, and you're trying to jump on any bandwagon you can. Illegal immigrants are not coming here for citizenship or freedom or some other statue of Libresque truism. They're coming here for cash that they send back to Mexico. And all of you dudes and black females that got whipped up by the Democrats, y'all are out for people to take your money and send it to their home. And notice she said illegal. The legal immigrants are trying to build a community here, and it's funny, they treat other Afro people better than Afro people do, better than black people do.
A pretty clear-headed, evidence-based case for that. In a 2005 post, the same blogger attacked Democrat Howard Dean for using racist, anti-white rhetoric in a speech. Quote, tagging the other side, the Republicans, as the party of whitey may sound just like the way to get these minority voters back, but it so misses the point. The blogger later scolded Howard Dean for insulting Christians and white Americans. Who wrote all that? We could give you time to guess, but you'd never guess. Believe it or not, it seems like the author of what I just read was Joy Reid, the now totally dogmatic, race-baiting MSNBC weekend host. According to the Internet Archive, Joy Reid apparently posted those views on her now-defunct blog more than a decade ago. She wouldn't do that now. MSNBC would fire her right away for the crime of independent thinking. We repeatedly contacted Joy Reid's lawyer and MSNBC Today for comment, and no one responded to us. It's possible that Reid will claim those posts were written by a mysterious hacker. She's claimed that before, the last time she got caught with embarrassing blog posts. Maybe she'll blame the entire thing on Vladimir Putin himself or some nameless Macedonian agent. Or maybe she'll do the unexpected and admit that there was a time, before the revolution currently in progress, when she was actually kind of smart and reasonable. We await her explanation.
Funny how he puts that. Now, let me say this. He even caught her in a bold-faced lie. All right? When she said that all this stuff came on up and it was hackers. He showed that it wasn't hackers. Let me also say this. The biggest adversary to the true Afro community is women like Joy Reid and networks like MSNBC and CNN. And I still don't trust Fox, but I have to say it. They seem to be the ones coming out in defense of good Afro people. They seem to be the ones that when an Afro man is falsely accused, understand this, by a white girl, a white woman, it's the white media coming to his defense. It's white women coming to his defense. Not black women. Not black men. The black men are still going to watch Michigan State football. They're still going to watch the Texans. They're still going to buy the jerseys and all the rest of that stuff. Because they're that brain dead. Why? Because they were raised by these single women to not be able to think on their own behalf and stand up for a brother that has obviously been wronged. And them same so-called black men follow this woman and will follow her to the grave. follow her and destroy the community with her in the lead. But notice, nobody is coming out in defense of the Afro community. No one. But Fox? Dang. Now, the beautiful woman that I was talking about. Come in. The beautiful woman that I was talking about. Want a popsicle? Where's your brother at? He want one too? Yeah. Okay. You know how to get it? Just because I'm making a video. Alright. Just take her stuff off it. Make sure she comes in. Don't let her hand get caught in the door. Well, who's out there? Who's out there? Don't leave her outside alone. Alright. Bring her in. Pick her up. Don't let her go out, or let her go in the house. Send her in the house. Let her go in the house, then you can come get the popsicles. Alright. Sorry about that, y'all. Alright. Like I said, I still do stuff for the little ones. And the wee little ones. Alright. But, this was a sister natural, right? Alright. Now, here was the issue. A beautiful woman, obviously afraid of a whole lot, and I can't answer to that. Really afraid. All you can do is just come on. Come in. We'll get some. There you go. Get out. Get 3 out. You can't come in here. I don't know your mom, but she could get you one. What color you want? All right, get him a blue. And get you and your brother one, and your little sister. Okay. And so basically, this is a woman, very beautiful, right? But it's the same issue. It's hard to communicate outside of high, right? Because there is that level of fear and stuff. You see, it's betrayal and the thought of betrayal. Alright? Probably a person that will follow Joy Reid. So, this person will always have a fear of me because I don't think like them. Alright. Did you get one for your sister? Okay. Alright. Now, all natural. This sister suggested that I go somewhere that she don't go to. Invited me to go somewhere that she don't have time to go to. You see what I'm saying? And it was like a poetry spoken word thing. I found them to be the most pretentious fake people I know. That's probably why she don't go herself. Now she says because her child she's raising. But I don't know. Alright, but I thought about this as communication outside of high and by is really, really difficult, and you basically can't say nothing outside of that. But I was surprised to see a natural woman with her natural hair, not afraid to wear her natural hair. And she said everybody she knows wear their hair natural. Right, she don't know many people. She thinks she knows a lot because that's who she hang with. But a room of women that's being pretentious with natural hair don't match what we see online and out in the community every day. We see the falsehood and the fakeness all the time. We see the trick, and let me say this. Now, this woman has been natural, and I know her to be natural. But even the women that she think is like her probably are not. They're going natural because she got comments, and so they're like, oh, yes, that's the new thing, the natural hotep thing. Natural and beads, right? But we're not going to change our behavior or content unless it's for the worse. See, when these women change their minds, it seems to be for the worse. And then, ones that seem like they're trying to be something, they're always afraid of the good, but they're not that cautious of the bad. And they're still comfortable around the bad, and they will blame the bad on the good and continue to choose the bad. You understand how that is? They will continuously, the fear that the bad has caused, the wicked has caused, they will transfer that as fear to the good person. All right, and that'll be it. All right, and I hope that won't be the case with this sister, because she seems really, really nice, and she seems clownish. She got a little clown in her. All right, and beautiful smile. A picture where she took a picture and didn't show me her butt, but showed a beautiful smile. Wow, how unusual. Shouldn't be, but it is. As for the rest of them, yep, like Joy Reid, they can hit the wall. With that said, I'm out.